Hi everyone, welcome along to today's training session. My name is Roshni and I'm part of the customer team here at SuiteFiles. So today's training session is going to cover the scanning, file templates and email templates functionality. Before we begin though, if you do have any questions, you can make use of the Q&A section, which you can see in the webinar tool panel. We'll be keeping an eye on any questions that come throughout today's session. I'm also recording and will be uploading the recording to our YouTube channel, which is called SuiteFiles. As always, we have other ways that can help with your training, so you can access our Help Centre, and the easiest way to do that once you've logged into SuiteFiles is by jumping into your username and then clicking on the Help Centre. So this is going to open up suitehelp.suitefiles.com. We are going to be changing the URL to the Help Centre very soon, so just keep an eye out on that. It's going to be called help.suitefiles.com. But in the meantime, you can just access it from here and search for any of the information that you're looking for. If you can't find what you need, then you can always reach out to us via email, and that email address is support@suitefiles.com. So let's get started. First of all, we'll cover off the scanning feature, and this is available in the SuiteFiles web app. So it's the one that you log into in your browser, and it's going to enable you to generate an email address for a folder in SuiteFiles, and then you can enter this email address into your scanner. Once you scan your file to that email address, then the file will be saved to SuiteFiles, and from there you can pop it into its appropriate folder. So first of all, we recommend that you create a top-level folder or a folder anywhere in your SuiteFiles site. You can see that we've created one here called Scanning. So you'll need to do something similar. So to create a new folder, you can click on Create and New Folder, and then that will appear in your list of folders on the left-hand side. Because I've already got a top-level scanning folder, I'm just going to create one within my own little area here. So let me just create another subfolder, and just going to give it a name. Then click Create. There's no need to choose a folder template in this case. We're simply just creating a folder, and the purpose of that folder is so that we can attach an email address to it or generate an email address for use with our scanner. So if you click on the three dots to the right of the folder that you've created, so you'll likely be back at this level scanning, click the three dots next to it and then select Create Email Address, and that's just going to do its thing, and it will then generate this email address for you. So this is just randomly generated. So you can then copy or make a note of this email address and then enter that into your scanner. So you can click the blue copy icon here, and that's going to copy the email address to your clipboard, or you can just make a note of that and enter that in manually into your scanner. So to demonstrate what happens next, I'm going to use Outlook in place of an actual scanner, just to simulate how you can send documents from your scanner using that email address into SuiteFiles. Okay, so the file that I've attached here, we can pretend that this is my scanned file here. It's likely your file will end up in SuiteFiles with a long-winded and numerical file name like this one, and I'll show you how you can rename it in SuiteFiles shortly. But let's just paste our email address, the scanning email address, into the To field, and then we can just click Send. I won't file it in this case. And then the attached document is going to upload into my scans folder in SuiteFiles. So where we manage our scans from within SuiteFiles is within this Scans tab, just at the top of your navigation here. So we'll just give the scan a few moments to arrive, but what we'll have a look at in the meantime is just the navigation in this area. So typically what happens is that the file will arrive in to the scans area. If your colleagues are using an email address that you've set up in your scanner and it's the one that scans to SuiteFiles, then they'll all end up here. And the idea is that you can rename the file and then navigate through the breadcrumbs at the top of the file here and file it away into its final home. So let's just see, just navigate away and back into scans. Nope, it's still taking a minute. But we can also see that if you do have a number of scans listed, you can click on the date headings and that will just collapse all of those files that you don't need access to right now. Okay, it's taking a little bit longer than what I'd expect it to take, but let's just take a look at this letter here. This one has come in, it's been scanned, and it's arrived in our scans folder. So what we're going to do is we can use this field here to rename the file. So for example, we might be scanning a file for one of our clients. You can then navigate through. So if you wanted to navigate right back to home, just click on home. And then this is one of our clients. And this is 99 Corporation. And we can then enter in the year, for example, and then simply click File It. Great. And so once that's grayed out, it will no longer appear in the scans folder. So you can see that that particular file has now gone. If we now go into our clients folder, 99 Corporation 2018, we can see here that the scan has now arrived in the right folder. So it'll be a PDF, most likely, depending on your scanner settings, but this just shows you how you can move a doc or any sort of file that's in your scans out and into your file. So if you are giving that a go, and like me, your email has not, or your scan has not arrived, then definitely let us know. That's something that you'll need to reach out to us at support@suitefiles.com, and we'll take a look at that at our end for you. So next what we'll do is we'll take a look at file templates in SuiteFiles. So these allow you to turn a file into a template, and that file can be used in two ways. So it's either to create a copy of that file with exactly the same content, or if you're using our Xero integration, then file templates can be used with merge fields, and they pull client information out of Xero into the new file that you're creating. So to create a file template, you'll need to start by creating a file that you want to turn into a template, or you can use an existing file. So if, let's say your company sends a welcome letter each time a new customer signs up for your services, you can create a welcome letter file template in SuiteFiles. And if you're integrating with Xero, make sure that you've got the new client all set up in Xero already. Then you can use those merge fields to bring in that client's information to personalize their welcome letter. So I'm going to use something that we've already got on file. So if we jump into our files to templates folder. So this is something that we have set up. So one of the critical first steps for you is to set up a file just like this. Say it's a Word document, you'll create a Word document as normal, and I'll show you where to get the merge fields from shortly. Okay, so if we just click on this file here, that's going to open it up into Word. That's just opening up on my other screen, so I'll bring that across. So this is our Welcome to SuiteFiles template, letter template, and you can see here the fields that I have in square brackets. These are what we refer to as merge fields. So most of the merge fields are predefined, and there are two ways that you can get the fields. So the first step and the easiest way to do this is to jump into the SuiteFiles Help Center, and if we navigate through to the Zero Integration section, Zero Practice Manager, you can see we've got an article right at the top called Zero Practice Manager Fields for Templates. So click on that. And you can see here that we have the field on the left-hand side and what we can expect to appear on our template on the right-hand side. So the date fields can be used with or without client information. They'll populate regardless. And then you have these client merge fields, primary contact merge fields, and custom merge fields. So the way to get them into your template is to simply just copy the merge field, and then you want to paste the merge field into your document. So whether or not it's a Word document or an Excel file or whatever, you'll just need to paste that in and just ensure that it's spelt exactly the same as you see it in the Help Center. And then so long as the information has been entered into Zero Practice Manager, then that will pull through when you're generating the file template. So this is the setup process. It could take some trial and error to get the right information that you're hoping to pull through onto your template. But we do have those Help Center articles just to give you a head start on all of the fields that you can expect to be able to use. Anything that has a custom in front of it, so if we have a look at this article here, so anything that you can't find by default may need to be set up as a custom field. You'll need to create the custom field in XPM first. So XPM have the instructions on how to do that. I'm not sure if we link to it from this post, but if you need, say, country and that's not available as a standard merge field, then you can set up the merge field by putting custom as the first entry and then your merge field name that you've created as a custom field in XPM. So that's just a few setup steps to go through. Okay, and then once you're happy with this file, so we can just close that, and let's say that we're ready now to create a file template from this original file, then you click the three dots to the right of the file name and then select Save as Template. So you will need to give your file template a name. It by default will take on the name of the document that you've used as the original. I'm just going to date mine just so that I can keep track of it and make sure that I use the right one when we're moving on to the next step. And you can also attach a category. So these categories are predefined by you. You can, if you're an administrator or if you're a standard user with access to the Manage Templates section of SuiteFiles, then you'll be able to manage your categories. So I'll just pop that into administration templates for now and click Save Template. So that's now saving this into our template manager. So it's really important to note that this is just taking a copy of the original file. So any edits made to this original document that we've worked on, they won't carry through to the template. So if you want to edit the template, you'll be able to do that in the template manager, which we'll take a look at later on in the session. So now let's take a look at how you can create a welcome letter for one of your new clients using the template that we just created. And the best way to do this and make sure that the client information populates as quickly as possible, it's the most efficient way, is to navigate to your clients folder first. So if we jump into Home and then jump into our Clients 99 Corporation, let's jump into Correspondence, and in the top right corner, we'll click Create. So you can just pop this anywhere, but if you're within, say, the 99 Corporation folder or your client folder, then clicking the Create button from here, then File from Template. This is going to bring up the template, the list of templates that you have in your site. So if you're looking for one of your templates, you can just scroll through. We have quite a few, so you might want to either navigate on the left hand side using your categories, or if you have a lot, you can just type in a search term here, and you can see we've got quite a few welcome letters, but this is the one that I've just created today. So we'll click on that, and the reason that I suggest that you create your file templates from within the client folder to begin with is because SuiteFiles will automatically detect that client information and will automatically attach that client to the template. So there are a couple of things that happen. Your template name will automatically be appended with the words for client name. So in this case, it's for 99 Corporation, the Welcome to SuiteFiles letter for 99 Corporation, and this tag will enable all of the merge fields to populate based on what I've got stored in Xero Practice Manager. If for whatever reason you don't see this and you've created the file template from outside of your client folder structure, it will look a little something like this. So you can simply type in the first few letters of the client name, or you can even type in Corp, and that's going to bring up a list of options. So if we type in a keyword, and then that will have the same effect, so you can still attach your client that way. So two options from this point. If you are ready to just create the letter, you can then click the blue Create button. We have recently introduced the Enter Field Values option. So what this does, if you click on it, it brings through all of the information from Xero Practice Manager, and it populates it for you in this form, and you can go ahead and check that before you actually create the template. So this is a good way to pick up any last minute changes that you might want to make without having to jump into the document after the fact and making manual edits. So here we have some information that we set up at our business level that's pulled through, and then in terms of the client information, we've got their address, their business name, their account manager, city, postcode, and primary contact. So let's say I know that this primary contact has recently left and I haven't yet made the time to update that in Xero Practice Manager. The idea here is that you can just overtype this information. So if we pop in Bob instead, then where this tag is used in our template, it will now say Bob instead of Gandalf. So once you're happy with this information, just click on Create. That's going to generate the file. And you can see that the file has been stored in SuiteFiles here, but I've also just on my other screen, the Word document has opened. So I've got my settings in SuiteFiles set to open up my Word documents in the desktop app of Word. So that's why it's just opening up on my other screen. But if you've got it set to open in browser, then it would open up in the browser for you. So here you can see that instead of those merge fields, we now have the client information populated in our template. So from there, you might want to email it. This will be available to you from the Outlook add-in. You can share the file and send that across to your customer. So next we'll take a look at the template manager. So as I mentioned before, only admins or those users who have been given permission to manage templates can access this template manager. So click on More in the top here, then select Manage Templates. So if you can't see this, just reach out to your administrator, and if you want to have access and if they agree, then they'll be able to set that up for you. So here you can see all of your templates that have been created in your SuiteFiles site. You can create template categories, assign files that you've already created into template categories, and we also have a few ways that you can filter the information. So if you're just in particular looking for some of the documents that you've created, you can click on these filters. Email templates that we'll take a look at in a moment. This is where you can just manage them, delete them if you'd like to. So you can delete any of your templates from here. And here under categories, you can see that this is where they are all listed. So let's say we want to create a new template category. So if you're planning to create several file templates that you'll use to send out for business development, you can click on the little plus here to the right of categories and enter in the category name. You can then take a file that's perhaps sitting in one of your existing categories. Maybe you want to have a look at what's in uncategorized, or let's take a look at the one that we just created here under admin templates. We can click on the three dots and then select add to category and select business development. So you can see now that the file has been added to the business development category and is no longer sitting in the administration templates category. So you might have remembered that when we were creating the file template originally, we used a document to form the basis of our template, and that document, the original, can't be edited. So if you're wanting to make any changes, well, any edits made to that document rather won't trickle through into the template that you've saved here. So if you are wanting to make any changes to the merge fields or the base text of your template, then you can click on the three dots and edit the file. So any edits that you make to this particular file, they will be saved in SuiteFiles. So you can either open the file in Office or edit it in the browser and make any adjustments that you want to and save them, and they'll be in place for next time. Another way that you can access the merge fields is if you click on this icon in the top right corner. It's just below your name. So if you click on this, then you can see a number of the merge fields that are available to use and some ideas as to what what you could expect. So if we look at the client information section, from this drop down you can choose one of your clients And then that's going to show you, if you use the client business name field, then that's going to populate your letter with the term 99 Corporation. So anything in bold is what we're pulling through from the Xero Practice Manager. So this is a good way to not only copy the correct merge field and its exact spelling, but you can sort of see a preview as to what you can expect to pull through. So that's only visible if you've got one of your templates open. So just keep that in mind. You have to access this from the template manager, open the file, and then this little guy here in the top right corner will give you the information that you need. Okay, so that's it for file templates. Let me know if you have any questions by adding them to the Q&A section, and in a moment we'll move on to email templates in Outlook. Okay, so let's take a look at email templates. So first of all, you need to be logged into Outlook. So just bring that across. Oops, what's it doing? I'll just bring over my Outlook. So you'll need to have the Outlook add-in installed, and we've got steps to do that on our help center if you weren't able to make the training session yesterday. So make sure you've got the Outlook add-in installed already, and that gives you access to a few other functions that we'll go through now. So as with file templates, you can create your content and insert merge fields to bring through any of your client information from Xero. So we suggest that you, if you click a new email, for example, you'll need to create your email templates first. So much like we did in SuiteFiles in the web app with the new Word document, we'll need to do something similar here in Outlook. So rather than type out a whole brand new email, I'm going to insert a template that I already have, and I'm going to not pre-populate its information. And this will just give you the basis of what your email template could look like. So you can see here that we've got merge fields included in the subject line. We've got an attachment that also includes merge fields, not only in the file name, but in the attachment itself. So if we open this up, you can see that this attachment, this Word document, includes merge fields. So that's something that I've attached from SuiteFiles. You can see also that I've got merge fields as I did in the body just like I did in the document. I've got merge fields and I can use them into the body of the email as well. So just note at this point, you can't use merge fields to populate email addresses. So this to field here, we won't be able to use that, unfortunately. But what we can do is once we've completed the information in our email and we're ready to save that as a template, just come up the top here and you should see a Save as Email Template option. And you can give your template a name. And just if you've got an attachment, you want to include the attachments and then select Create Template. So this has now saved a copy of this email as an email template for you or your colleagues to use in future. So what we can now do is just close that and create a new email. and then you want to insert from template. So here's the letter that I've just created, and click that. And this time you will want to pre-populate it with your client information. So you can choose a client from this drop-down list. So you can type in the first few letters of the client name and be taken to that client in the list. And then in brackets, if you do have more than one connection to Xero, so you might have connected more than one of their products, it will just tell you in brackets from where the information is going to be populated from. So you might have a couple of 99 corporations in your list, for example. So if you have connected to more than one app, then you can expect that. I've just got a connection to XPM, aka Workflow Max. So that's why we're seeing WFM for Workflow Max in brackets here. So this is the only client that I have for 99 Corporation in my list, and I'm going to select that and then click pre-populate. Okay, so once that's done, you can see that the subject line has been populated here. The attached file has been populated, so the document name has been, and the email contains all of the merge field information from XPM. So if we open up the Word document as well, all of those merge fields have now been replaced with the client information. So that brings us to the end of today's training session. If you do have any questions about what you've seen here, then please do feel free to add any questions to the Q&A section in the Zoom webinar tool. Otherwise, thanks so much for attending, and we hope to see you back soon. Tomorrow we're having an XPM integration session. So that will be another sort of 30-minute session on installing the Chrome extension and all of the functionality that enables in Xero Practice Manager and its integration with SuiteFiles. So I hope to see you there.